Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 11 of the Unbuttoned podcast.
Yes, hello. I have my pants unbuttoned.
Yeah, we're real.
We just ate lunch.
Yeah, just ate some Freaky Fast Jimmy John's.
We decided today we're going to do a Would You Rather episode, and we have ones that you guys submitted, and then we also have a few that we brought to the table.
Yeah, we've just decided that this is like a fun time to do something that's not so serious and just not, I feel like everyone's life is busy enough.
Also, I want to
Just a little
hear,
enjoyment.
I'm curious to know what some of your answers are to any of these.
Me too.
So let us know once you listen.
Maybe we'll put up like a little reel or story or something where you can put your answers, if I could speak, underneath.
Why am I out of breath?
So am I. And something I noticed that if you're one of those people watching the videos, I touch my hair the entire time, and I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance.
I do that really bad
It's
too in
my hair gets
stories.
greasy so fast.
Yeah, probably. Great call.
Okay, I'm gonna go for well,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
go
know
first.
that. Okay, this one I realize is easier as I read it out loud, but
Some of them, some of these are deep, some of them are dumb,
yeah.
and some of them are funny.
Yeah. Would you rather not exist for 2 years and people presume you're dead or missing, or live in a stranger's body for a year with no recollection of your real identity for that year?
Wait, you asked this last night.
Well, I know.
Oh.
That's why I said this one's kind of dumb, because after you answered me last night, I texted her this one just because I was like, I'm actually curious what she says. When she gave her explanation, I was like, oh yeah, duh, I would pick that too.
Yeah, I said what are the options?
You said you'd rather not exist for 2 years because you'd like a little
I'd
alone
love
time.
to be like alone for 2 years.
Same, but people think you're dead or missing. I'm like, would I want to put my kids through that? Like thinking that their mom is dead for 2 years just for alone time? I mean, I love alone time, but
And what's the alternative?
that you're living in a stranger's body for a year, but you don't know your true identity.
Well, then you're still missing from your kids.
No, it's not saying that. It could be like you exist in your own life too, but then you're also in a stranger's body and you don't realize it.
So you're in two places at once.
It's gonna be really fun. Maybe. Actually, that's a really good point though, because
I know. I don't think that you're thinking of it right.
okay.
I think if you're in a stranger's body, you're not in your body, so your kids are bye-bye anyway. And what if the stranger is like a weird
Serial
child
killer.
molester?
Oh my God. Okay, well, next question, because I don't like that though. I guess disappear for 2 years.
Yes. I think we agree on that one now. Let's see. Oh, would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die?
You're stealing some of mine.
I seriously think we're looking at the same article.
No, mine was know the date of your death or the cause of your death.
Okay, so same thing.
Same thing,
Yeah.
just different wording.
Yeah.
Read yours one more time, your wording.
No, would you rather know when you'll die
Mhm.
or how you'll die? And I honestly
think
don't know. I think
how,
that's really
because if I knew when, I think it would just loom over my head
Yeah.
and I would alter my life knowing that I'm going to die in X amount of days or X amount of years.
right.
It's also the reason that I won't go to a psychic, because I'm like,
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know, or else you're altering your future. You're making decisions, whether you say you're going to or not.
You subconsciously
Live
live that way.
decisions based upon what you think is going to happen to you.
Okay, but also with you, I feel like if you found out that you were gonna like die in a car accident, you'll never get in a car. Or if you were gonna die from cancer, you would always think you have cancer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that's true, but I'm also like, what if I knew that my date of death was next year? This whole year, would I even be able
I
to
agree
like
with you. I think I'd rather
have
know
a
how.
good year last year of life? And if I didn't know, it's like I would have just lived and not had this looming over my head for a year, and I feel like it would have been a waste of the last year.
What if you found out that you were brutally murdered with your family?
Then that's so be it. That's how it's supposed to go out. But at least I don't know when it's going to happen.
Ugh.
It could be tomorrow. It could be like 40 years from now when I'm basically like,
Man, either one's pretty brutal. But I think I agree with you. I'd rather know how.
I think I'd rather know how. I mean, obviously I want neither. Let's be real.
Although, if you did find out that it was like a year from now, you could live it up for the next year.
100%. However, it would loom over my head like, I'm leaving my kids in a year. I only have
Yeah.
a year. And then it's like, I would feel like I could never
Like
truly
even enjoy
live.
it. Yeah.
Because I would never allow myself to have a bad moment. And then if I got frustrated, I'd be like, well, I'm only living for a year. Like, don't do that,
Yeah.
And I just,
I think if I found out I was only going to live for a year, I would just say screw everything, and I would like take my family to island and like love every second of it.
Same. And then what, the year ends and then your kids are now like forced back into reality and they.
Yeah. Or maybe you get a chance to kind of talk them through it and prepare them for it. And
I guess it would depend on ages too. Yeah. I mean, that's a hard one.
Damn, that was deep.
I still think.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But this one kind of goes along with that, what you're saying, ages. Would you rather be 4 years old for your entire life or 90 years old for your entire life?
That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but so like you're born and you're 90? Or you make it to 90 and you stay there forever?
I don't know. That's a good question because in my eyes, I kind of looked at it like,
would be cool if you lived a full life.
I'm like, 90. I'm like, wow, I lived my whole life and I got to see that and I remember it. But 4 is so innocent. You don't know like the horrible stuff that's going on in the world. And you're like, I'm 4. I'm just living it up. I'm here. I'm taking a nap occasionally.
Yeah.
My mom's feeding me.
Being 4 is great.
It's amazing.
But like if I woke up and was 90 and didn't have any like memory of living my life, I would say 4. To be 4 again.
Yeah.
But also I look at my grandparents who are in their 90s and like I'm always
think of all the things they experienced.
Crazy. They've lived 90 plus years. And now they just
what's so crazy to me that you just say that like you look at your grandparents and they've lived 90 years.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was you. No, it must have been somebody else. I was telling that I get stuck on this thought a lot.
What?
I was telling my mom this too. That when you
Sorry, I was trying to take a slurp of my drink and it
my God. Okay. I was saying to my mom that it's weird when you are a child like versus a parent because as a child, all you've ever known is your parents as parents. As a parent, you had a whole life before your children.
Yeah.
Like our parents did, but I only really think of my mom as like my mom, like I didn't know her when she was 14. I didn't know her when she was like a child or in college or like
and
they've had a whole life before
weird
you.
To see like pictures of them young. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, I didn't even know her then.
No, and she didn't know me, but like as a child, I'm like, I've known her my whole life.
Yeah, that is crazy to think.
Whereas I think about my kids and I think back to like, all these memories I have with friends or this or that. And I'm like, they didn't even know me.
I would like love to be able to go back and see my parents when they were like, like
in their
20.
Younger years.
Mm-hmm. Because
but it's
pictures, like I've seen pictures and I love that, but it's like just not the same because you really didn't know what they were like.
No.
That's interesting.
It's really interesting. And you're like, it's interesting that like as a parent, you have your children and it's this instant love with your children. And as children, you like grow up and you love your parents, but it's like they didn't know you before. So for half their life, they didn't even know you and love you. And then they got this instant love, but you will always love your parents till like you die because you've known them your whole life.
And then it's also crazy as you get older, you start to realize that your parents are actually just like real people too. And you start to like understand that like you just grew up unconditionally loving them no matter what because you just do. But then like the older you get, you're like, okay, so like she's a lot like me and like, like or they're just like real people.
Yeah, like even like when I had my first, it's like, oh, my mom will know. And it's like when she had a baby, she didn't know. Yeah. Like she had to learn it just like like you just imagine them to have all this like
I've also
answer and wisdom.
Where like, you just like believe what your parents believe when you're young. But like having this realization too, as I get older, where I'm like, okay, maybe I actually don't believe that, maybe that was like a result of like how they were raised. And now it's just different. And maybe I don't actually agree with like kind of like what their point of view was on X, Y, and Z. Like that's also kind of a
or it's
cool
like
part about like getting older and then you can talk to your parents about it.
Totally. Or there's like things that like, it's not that I disagree with what they're saying, but I'm like, but it's a different world now. Like whether I agree with that thinking, that's cool. And like, I wish that was the world we still lived in.
Yeah.
Like I make the point to my mom all the time about how like social media wasn't a thing when she had kids, or like they used to make fun of me for like having the camera monitor for the kids. My mom was like, we didn't have that. And it's like, yeah, but it is an option nowadays. Because it wasn't a thing. And I'm sure when our kids have kids, we'll be like,
right,
gosh, the things will come up with. But anyways, that gets stuck in my head a lot about like the thought of the like children and parents like children will have a life after their parents die, but parents have a life before their children die.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
never really thought about it like that.
And that like your siblings are the only people you will know for your entire life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah, it really trips me up. Okay.
Wild.
Is it your turn or mine? I know. Sorry, I went off a tangent there.
That was deep.
I go off on that tangent often though. Because I think of another facet of it.
You say that one.
I thought I had told you. Yeah, no, because I think of another facet each time.
Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to predict the future or forget anything you wanted to from your past?
Again, with predicting the future, that's a real slippery slope.
I know, but also I don't really want to forget anything from my past, which I'm very lucky to not have any like horrible traumas. But like, I feel like even the hard things in my past have like made me who I am today. I don't like want to erase them. You know?
So it's just looking at the opposite way. It's like, do you want to change your future based on what you know? Or do you want to alter your past because that's who made you what you are today?
Predict the future.
Read me it one more time.
Would you rather be able to predict the future?
Okay.
So basically be a psychic?
I guess. It's like, and are we talking predict your own future? Or predict
or
like maybe like major events or like,
Predict. I would say maybe predict your future or forget anything you wanted to from your past.
I'd honestly maybe go forget anything you wanted to because I'm like, okay, I could make it something dumb, like a fight I got into with my sister or something.
True.
Whatever, I forgot that one instance, but now I'm not altering my whole life. Like that didn't alter my life.
Yeah, I don't like the future thing.
Me neither. I'm really weary about that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Now, would do a tarot card reading?
I think actually going to a medium would be pretty cool.
Okay, but that's different. That's not predicting the future. It's like a spirit or something from the other side talking. I would do that, but I will not do anything that like predicts the way, alter my thinking.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, your turn.
Talent. Okay. Would you rather commit an awful crime and get away with it, like really awful crime, or go to prison for being falsely accused of that crime?
Definitely get away with the crime.
Yeah, but what if the crime was like murdering your child? You have to live with yourself the rest of your life.
Well, do I get to pick what the crime is?
No. It's just a really awful, horrid crime.
So someone's telling me what the crime is and I have to do it and get away with it?
Yeah, or you go to prison for being falsely accused of that crime.
Okay, well, you just made that one way more hard then.
Sorry.
Wait, read it again.
Okay. Commit a really awful crime, like a horrid one, and get away with it. Or go to prison for being falsely accused of said crime.
If I got to pick the crime, I would definitely pick the crime and get away with it.
Okay, so pick your crime. What crime are you getting away with? And it's got to be a really horrid one.
I mean, I don't really want to.
You out there like slaughtering people and you're just like hanging in your home having a glass of wine before bed?
No, I wouldn't slaughter anyone, I don't think.
But it says a really horrid one. This isn't like I stole a bracelet. This is like a horrid crime.
Well, I for sure don't want to go to prison for something I didn't do.
Agree. However, if I was like falsely accused, at least I could like hopefully have the chance to like appeal it, improve myself. But
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Committing that crime and living with yourself for the rest of it. I'm just a very person who carries a lot of guilt, so I don't know that I could do it.
I'm trying to think of an awful crime that's not killing someone. I could never kill someone. Well, unless they hurt my kids.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another really awful crime that doesn't involve like murder.
Really awful, like fraud or like
some Real Housewives stuff.
Yeah, like I think I could be okay with that.
Okay, got it. Noted. Noted.
I'd definitely rather get away with that.
If anyone's wondering, I'm sitting next to a straight up psychopath.
And I am not fraudulent.
She's a fraudulent sociopath, and I'm scared for my life, so come help me. And I'm scared to know what you say for my next question now.
God, what is it?
Would you rather be a dictator or a cult leader?
I mean, I actually think I'd be a pretty freaking awesome dictator.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd think that I'd be pretty fun at either one. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I think I'd be like a pretty I'm nice.
I'd say cult leader only because it's not like an entire country with like That's a lot of people to be telling what to do.
Yeah.
There's so many differences.
Let's define cold.
Like, people joined your cult. They chose to come along with you. A dictator, they didn't choose. They were told, this is who's leading us.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that position.
A cult, it's like, at least I know people, well, you chose to come on in and you're listening to me now. I'm not sure why, but
yeah.
So I'd say cult leader.
As long as the cult is like on my terms. Like
you joined it.
Yeah.
And you made the cult, so it's going to be on your terms.
Yeah.
I think.
And
I mean, that's how
I'm anything horrible to people.
Yeah, I mean,
my cult would be a fun cult.
Scared. I don't want to be a part of it.
Too bad.
Great.
You already are.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Oh, there's a hotline for that. Let me know.
SOS, people.
SOS, save me. I'm over here doing dances and reels, and now I'm in a cult. God, what does my life come to?
God.
Okay, it's your turn. She's got like a novel of ones over here.
No, I actually was just too lazy to erase the dumb ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you rather be able to fly or be able to breathe underwater?
Fly.
Me too.
Underwater, like, okay.
Yeah, but some people really love like
I'm not living out in the ocean. No, thank you. Fly, I could just like zip to a restaurant, zip to the air, zip to the air.
That would be so freaking awesome. I would fly.
I couldn't care less about that.
I would fly for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the one, like, would you rather be able to teleport or like have an invisible cloak?
Teleport.
Me too. I think that's easy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that much about like having invisible clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teleport though, like I'd be like, oh, I want to have pasta in Italy today.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
That would be the ultimate superpower.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I love that.
Okay, this is one that I don't think we've talked about this. I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, like a would you rather. Okay. If you had unlimited funds, would you rather have a personal chef or a driver?
I don't really mind driving that much, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. I say chef. My husband says driver. I'm like, he hates to drive and I like it.
To have a freaking chef.
Me too. I'm like, somebody to do the grocery shopping, cook the meals, clean up the meals. I'm like, 100%, no questions asked.
And it'd be like so much easier to like eat healthy.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not planning it.
Yeah, I would say chef 100%. I don't mind driving. Honestly.
Me neither. I mean, I want to be driving cross country every day, but like, I don't mind a little drive.
Right. Kind of love a road trip.
Yeah.
If it's with the right people.
I was going to say, if it's not me being snack bitch to my kids, I like it. I like a friend road trip where we can make a playlist and just chit chat. Like the time gets lost.
Yeah.
A long road trip with my kids, though, I'm like,
yeah,
we're not there yet.
I'd rather fly for sure.
Mm-hmm. Same. Okay. Your turn.
I already know your answer to that one. Would you rather people laugh or cry at your funeral?
Laugh. But I mean, shed a few tears for me.
Yeah,
but laugh
like
for
you
sure.
want to
like, I want to know like that you like miss me a little bit, but I don't want it to be like a sob story. Like, I'd rather you laugh, be telling funny stories, than crying, because I'm like, oh.
I want my funeral to be fun.
Yeah,
like I want there to be like an open bar at my funeral. My dad's friend did that.
A friend of mine, when she listens to this, she's gonna crack up because I think this is the funniest thing. Her mom legitimately says that at her funeral, at the bottom of her casket, she wants a cooler full of like Coors Light and Miller Lite.
I love that.
And you got to come up and like say a prayer over her, and then you can have your beer.
I see that is,
and I'm like, that's amazing.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, a fun element.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I had thought of another question to go with that, but I'm like, no. Okay, would you rather? Speaking of that, would you rather find a dead body or be a witness to a deadly assault?
I really don't like assault.
You know, but
I think I'd rather find a dead body.
But the deadly assault, it's like you don't have to see him die. Like maybe you're just witnessing the beginning of the assault. The dead body, I'm like standing there and then I'm like, what do I do? There's a dead body in front of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really...
In response to our podcast last week, the Vegas podcast, one of you guys shared that you actually found a dead body in Vegas.
This is going to sound really crazy. And... Never mind.
And it was traumatizing. She said she was like out for a run and literally like stumbled upon a dead body.
Yeah, she said she like looked down and he like looked a little bit blue and she like checked his pulse and there was no pulse and she like...
And he was dead.
Yeah. She saw a security guard on a bike a little bit down and she was like screaming for him to come help.
Yeah.
I don't know I think that's probably all she knew about it. Not like she got
I
any
don't
other
know.
information,
I feel
but like,
I think I'd rather find a dead body than like witness the person being assaulted and killed. I think I'd be scarred for life from that more than finding a dead body.
see, but if I didn't witness the whole assault, I just like knew later that he died from it. That'd be really sad. But like the image of a dead body in front of me, I think would be ingrained in my brain, and that would be really hard to overcome.
Yeah, see, I think like the action of them being like beat up to death would kill me more.
Mm-hmm. I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's kind of hard because I think I would pick the assault. And I mean, obviously, I wouldn't pick neither. That's horrid. Don't want to watch somebody get beaten up. But like, I think I'd pick the assault because in my mind, there would just be a teeny tiny ounce
like
of
a glimmer of hope that
that they survived and they're not dead. But like, I see a dead body and I'm like, first of all, that's ingrained in my mind. I know they're dead. How did they die? What is their family saying? I felt like,
okay, but
I don't know.
Don't you have to stay until the assault's over? So would you just
say
walk
that,
away?
or are you saying like legally you have to stay till an assault's over?
No, like in the would you rather. Like I just thought it was like
witness to a deadly assault.
Yeah, deadly assault. So like you're seeing them die potentially, and then they're potentially dead. You're not going to walk away. You're still going to walk up and see.
There's
a
lot
body.
Of potentially though, because we don't know. It doesn't say you have to stay till the death. It just says witness an assault like that.
Yeah, but it says deadly.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that almost would be worse.
Because then, well, if that is the case, then obviously
dead body because you don't have to see how it happened.
Yeah, because then you're going to see double on the second one.
That's where my mind went.
Okay, mine went the opposite because I was like, well, that would be too obvious because then you'd have to see double this stuff. But like, if you didn't actually see them die, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I see where your mind was at on that one. Okay. All right, let's see. Would you rather be single for 10 years or have 3 relationships in 10 years that going into them you knew would all end?
Read it one more time.
Would you rather be single for 10 years or have 3 relationships within 10 years that going into them you knew they would all end?
Okay, I have an answer that is part of life dependent.
What does that mean?
Like if I were in like high school, college, and this didn't involve kids.
Oh, I agree. There were some of these on here that I'm like, okay, we gotta think like you don't have kids
like,
yet.
100%. I picked the 3 relationships. Like you learn something from each one.
Right.
And, like you're just getting like to know people. Whatever. Who cares? 3 relationships. But if it were like, I had 3 relationships and a child with each one of them, and I fell in love with them, and like that would be a lot harder to grapple with.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like,
I think it also depends on what age you would be because, like, I would pick single if I was like 20, but then I wouldn't pick single if I was like 40 and lonely.
Okay, well, I was thinking more like I would pick single if I was like 80 and like,
yeah, true.
I'd pick single rather than 3 relationships. So I think it's age dependent and phase dependent.
Dating at 80.
Do it in nursing homes.
I know.
I mean, honestly, they're good for them.
It's so sweet.
I feel like we've talked about this before, but if there's anything in life that like keeps you going, it's like friendship and love and stuff like that. So you're just sitting there with not a single companion. That's what a lot of them do. I don't think it's like
they don't have sex.
I don't know. I don't know what goes down these nursing homes.
They do.
No, but like I'm saying, well, I don't know. Honestly. What kind of grosses me out. But whether they are or not, I'm like companionship in general is just good for your health.
Yeah, I agree.
Ew. No, if they're in a nursing home, I'm like, well, I guess not every 8-year-old. I was thinking strictly nursing home, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine, like, do you think that, like, what's the intention there?
Compassion?
You mean passion?
Oh, yeah. Not really, actually, at all. At all. Passion. Passion driven.
Their goal
maybe compassionate. Maybe they're compassionate. They're like, I want to give you your last lay. So you never know.
Oh my God. Okay, your turn.
Maybe that's what people end up like thinking. You know, like when you're younger, it's like, who am I going to sleep with for the very first time? And then you're like, who's going to be my age? Wow, that's crazy. I never thought about that until this moment. Do you think they think like that?
Especially if like your husband dies before you?
Like
do you
20
think
years
you'll be
before you're like, well, shit.
God, I got to have one more lay before I go.
Like if I'm 80 something, my back's not working, I got arthritis. I'm like, I'm tapping out.
I agree.
I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. That's a lot. But I mean, there's some limber people out there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be like really like spunky and energetic when we're 80.
You never know.
Yeah. maybe our husbands will be gone.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, though 80 is kind of young when you think about it. Like, I'm thinking about 80 and I'm like
my grandparents still had like 15 plus years of their lives when they were 80.
That's what I was going to say. When I was younger, I used to think 80 was so old.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about 80, I'm like, I mean, okay, wait. You
like
still
it's right after your 70s. Like I feel like people in their 70s aren't even old.
That's why I was like, I don't know though. Like that's not that old. So like, would I want my spouse to be gone by 80? I'm like, that's kind of sad because that's not that old.
No, it's not. By the way, I don't hope for that.
Yeah. Once again, cult leader. We did have the question earlier, and we could not come up with an answer of would you rather have your spouse die first or you die first? And we also came to the conclusion, dependent on like time of life, phase of life, quality of life,
state of your relationship.
Like what if I mean I'm thinking to myself, like what if my like significant other was in like great pain and living this horrible like state of life? I'd be like, I want them to go before me because
you
life is that to live. I don't want to see you suffer. But if it's just like, and I
also think at that point too, like your husband like wouldn't want you to be responsible for like caring for them in that state for the last years of your life.
But there are people who would say that. That's what I'm saying. Like people would give an answer to that. And there's people's spouses who would say like, if I ever passed, like I'd want you to find another relationship, like you deserve to be happy. Or there's relationships where people are like, absolutely not. Like I am your one and only.
If I like died young, I would 100% want Peter to find somebody else.
Same. I'm saying though, there are people who
that's crazy.
Yeah, who would not say that. I mean, I would be like, you still have your whole life. Like, do I?
Right.
Would I want to witness it and see it? And like, would I want to know that's happening?
Right.
Like, but like, you deserve to be happy.
Right.
Everybody does. Like, I'm gone.
Yeah, I don't know what my answer is to that one. I think that one's really hard.
Me too.
It definitely depends on like this, like a lot of different circumstances.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, either one's pretty terrible.
Yeah. Okay, I think I know your answer to this, and I know my answer. Would you rather be reborn into the past or the future?
Honestly, I think past.
I knew she was going to say that. And she's going to say
like the 70s.
I know. I thought you were going to say like Great Gatsby.
Oh, well, okay. While I think that the like glamour of that era is like very interesting and intriguing, and I like love thinking about it, I think that it also was like a really like hard time to be alive.
Yeah, like it's glamorized now in
right. It's very much like glamorized, but it was like also like the time of like the Great Depression and stuff. Like I think that would have been really hard.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here thinking that's so
when
crazy
you just said that, like,
grandparents were alive.
Well, that's what I was.
Well, no. When was my grandparents are 94 and it's 2024, so they were born. That is
in the wrong 20s. But that was what I was just about. Yeah. When you said that, my grandparents, I was like, it also just goes to show how much like what you grow up in and do is very much like shown in your personality and like creates who you are. Because I'm thinking like, I think of my grandma and I'm like, she does not like to waste. She likes to reuse a lot of stuff. She doesn't like to like not be. Yeah, it's like, yeah, she came from a time when like they had nothing. Or like a meal was like a really like few and far between. It's not like but to me I'm like, who cares, throw that away. Like, throw it away. But I didn't have to deal with that. So it's like, it's interesting, and that's why we were saying like sometimes we may kind of agree with what our parents or grandparents are saying, but it's a different time. Like you can't make the same decisions.
I get really freaked out by the thought of being reborn in the future. I don't really like that. I think I'd rather go back. Although again,
but I'm like thinking about all the either horrid stuff or cool stuff that could happen in the future. Like,
I agree.
Think about just from like when our parents started driving to us, how much cars have evolved. Like, what will it look like?
That's what freaks me out. Like, I don't know. I don't know that I like want to know because the advancements are happening so fast before our eyes. Like, I can't even.
But it doesn't necessarily say you would like know and go back. It's just would you like you wouldn't know any different. That's when you were born. Like that could have happened to us. We don't even know.
I know, but God, it's like scary.
I mean, we could have been like born in Stone Ages, and we have no idea.
Yeah, I think I would pick past though, and be born.
That is like also such another layered thing if people believe in that, like reincarnation and like what if you were reborn as a dog? I want to be a golden retriever.
One of these was, would you rather be reborn as a dog or a cat? But I didn't even say it because
there are people with big cats, but you just get to like hang around and like
just be
you can
really lazy,
and you can be left alone. You get alone time because they can leave for a week and you're like, see you later. Lounge on the couch.
That's true.
Whereas the dog's like really a little bit needy. Yeah. And it's like when my family leaves, they have to board me. I'm like, no, cat can just be left at home.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Yeah.
I think I would pick cat.
I don't know that I'd pick cat, but like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dogs get more attention. I think you'd want to be a dog.
No comment. What is the neediest dog that needs the most attention and time and care? And that is Elizabeth.
No, it's not. I don't need to see it.
Okay, it is kind of weird because it's like you, but it's not you. Like you aren't somebody who hates the limelight, but you also don't really care if you're like there are some people who are like, oh my God, just walking down the aisle, I like couldn't even stand being the center of attention. Where I'm like, I don't really care. I was fine.
Yeah.
Now am I like trying to be like? Well, you also were. I was gonna say, what am I trying to be pageant queen? But you were.
Yeah. Well, it comes from that.
Yeah.
Like, I like danced and did pageants and stuff. So like, yeah. But I don't know. Like for as long as I can remember, I like kind of like even like in like second grade when we'd get up and like have to do a report in front of our class, I like enjoyed it.
So it's weird because I don't
attention, or if it's like
I don't love public speaking as much because I get so over analytical and critical of myself.
Yeah,
but it's not like I'm scared to be in front of people. It's more so like my own.
Yeah, I still get nervous like with like speaking in front of people sometimes, but I also like afterwards I enjoy it. Maybe it's just honestly, maybe it's kind of like a
You're
it's
an
like
extrovert type of thing. Like
I'm not.
I'm an extrovert introvert, which is weird because like if I am somewhere, I'm talkative, I'm on, I love to be around people, whatever. When I go home, I know nothing more than being home by myself in my bed.
I agree.
And having some alone time.
I agree.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little mixture.
I get really like I love being social and I love like doing things like that, but like it mentally drains me and I need like a full freaking reset after that.
You have a higher tolerance for where it's going to hit you to annoy you. Like if we have like a market plus like another night event and work all week, I get really flustered and I will say like, I need to take a morning off. I need to take a day. Like I get very flustered if I'm too busy and too on all the time. I need alone time and I need time to just decompress.
Yeah, I do too, but I probably do have a little bit more of a
tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we get on that subject?
I don't even know.
What were we talking about?
Roaring 20s, Flapper Girl.
No, it was after that. What was your most recent question?
Reborn in the past or future. That's how we got on that. But what was right before that? I can't remember.
I don't either.
Either way. Okay. We want to hear your answers to some of these. So we'll put up a little video and comment below what you would answer and why.
Yeah, or send us more.
Yeah. We also have been meaning to mention that
Emma had a really good one that I didn't read. Hold on, we got to do that one for her. I got to remember what it was.
While she's looking for this one, what I was going to say is we also need to mention that you guys need to be taking advantage of this Unbuttoned 10 discount code that we give you on our podcast.
Hello. Okay. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Okay, my tattoos would be the most boring thing ever. It'd be like consist of here putting my kids to bed, making breakfast.
But what if you were like really mean to your kids one day and it was like a tattoo of you beating Mason?
Please, Lord, I hope that never happens. That's ridiculous. But I feel like I would walk around because I'm a person that like kind of does wear my emotion on my sleeve. I'm well aware of that. Like if I'm mad, you're probably going to know I'm mad. If I'm happy, you're going to know I'm happy.
Yeah.
I never have been. And it's a blessing and a curse because sometimes I'm like, just rein it in.
But like, what if your tattoo is like,
but I'm like,
your morning poop?
But like, what if I was mad about something like, okay, say I get, whatever, everyone does it. Like, what if I get mad about something that is like personal?
You get a tattoo though, because it's too permanent.
But it goes away the next day.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not permanent. That's why I'm like, okay, who cares? But I wouldn't want to know. I mean, I guess I show my emotion anyway, so who cares? Why don't I just turn the color? Tattoo you could cover up with clothes?
No,
your whole body's
it's not
color?
Just for one day. It's like every day of your life. So
yes, I know, but it fades so it can show the next day.
Yeah, so it shows the next
So it's a new thing. So like if there was something horrible, it's like it only shows for a day. Whereas like the color, I couldn't cover up with like a long sleeve shirt. I couldn't like.
Yeah,
like everyone's
gonna
know.
Lied to me, and then the next day it was like on your arm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't think about it like
on
that.
your forehead.
And I guess like if I'm mad, everyone knows it, so who cares if I'm red?
Right. Or like if you were like embarrassed and you turned purple when you were embarrassed.
Yeah. I wouldn't even care that much though.
I wouldn't really care.
And maybe
about
it's
either
again
one,
because I'm such a like I really do show all my emotions, which I need to stop.
I mean, I think either way you'd be like you would like belong in a circus because it'd be pretty sweet.
What's that movie? That always has me thinking about like how circuses were a thing and how evil.
Oh, Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It is a great movie.
Such a good movie, but it always gets me thinking like, wow, that is messed up.
It's really messed up. And I honestly never really realized that that's how circus is. Is that the plural of circus? Why did I want to say circi? Circus.
Whoa. Circi, is that a word?
No, that's what I mean.
Oh, weird.
I never realized that that was like how circuses came to be.
It was like originally called like the Freak Show or something like that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That should be our next pickleball theme.
Freak Show. I mean,
honestly, we already are.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, do we just come in our daily garb? I'm not sure what we'll do there. But didn't that they like shut down circuses, quote unquote circuses, for a while because of like, you know, animal cruelty, the meanness of it.
See that.
And now I think it's more so just like acrobatics and stuff. I honestly don't know.
Cirque du Soleil. But there still is like the Barnum.
Yeah, but I think that's who got kind of like Barnum and Bailey or something. Yeah. I think they like shut down for a while, and I think it's more so like Circus Soleil.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen Circus Soleil, and I would love it.
Oh my gosh, it is so awesome if you guys have never been.
Okay, last would you rather? Let me think of that. Would you rather go to a Circus Soleil show or like a cool magic show?
I will always pick Cirque du Soleil. I think it is.
See, I love magic. My dad's company used to like host a Christmas party, and they'd have a magician every year, and I would literally follow him around.
Sister did that. It is
so cool, and the kids like all loved it.
Yeah, she planned a surprise 40th for her husband, and it was just like at this little like speakeasy bar that she rented out, and she hired a magician to come. And it sounded kind of cheesy at first.
No, it doesn't.
It was so great. He had such a good like vibe, and he was so funny, and like he literally would just like walk up to you and like ask you to like, you know.
Wow, now you know what I want for my next birthday.
I know, it was really
fun. That is actually really cool, and I love
it. Was really
I like a unique thing like that that's fun, and like a magician. I'm like,
he was really good too.
Yeah.
And all his tricks were really like low key and like quick, but you like then he'd walk away to another couple and you'd be like,
yeah, and you're like, but how do you do that?
Yeah,
I like that it keeps you wondering.
Yeah, he was cool.
Soleil is really cool. I think it's cool, but like, there's something about a magician that you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Peter hired a magician to come to like some sort of party at our house, but he was. Oh my god!
Wasn't it New Year's?
It was New Year's.
Yeah, because I remember we were talking about this one time. You're like, no, he did come or something. Because
he did come.
Peter said you didn't see the magician at New Year's, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought he was joking with me.
No, he really did.
Goes, no, Lauren, I swear there was a magician, and I'm like, Peter, stop lying.
I never even saw him though.
I never saw him either.
Yeah, I think he like,
and that's why I still was like, show me a picture. I want to know because I didn't see this magician there. Had I known, I would have been following him around.
Yeah, I don't think he was as good as the one that Michelle had found. Because like nobody was really talking about him very much.
I swear to God, I was at that party and I didn't know he was there.
That is a fun idea though. If you're throwing a party like as like a little something fun and some entertainment instead of like making people play a game or something. It's
although okay, I was just about to say I think a fun game night would be, although I don't know how to do any of these games, but like a casino night or like stuff where you're like kind of involved in walking around talking.
Totally,
I love that.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, we went really tangent.
It's really tangent.
Anyways. Love a good would you rather if you can't tell. Love a thinker question. We were talking about at one point doing a podcast, and it might not be the next one, but being what would you tell your younger self?
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that one.
I think there's like a ton, and they don't have to all be serious. I mean, you know, I tell my younger self to like relax on the eyeliner, but like, you know, like there's things that can be not that serious.
Yeah, definitely. We should do that one next. Let's do that one next.
Yeah.
All right.
But okay, well, thanks for hanging in there with us on the Would You Rathers.
Yes, new arrivals tomorrow night. It's our first little game day drop. So definitely check that out because it's really cute. Lauren designed some custom designs and they're adorable and they drop Tuesday at 8. See you then.